98 not out, sponsored by Shepherd Neame, proud supporters of cricket in Essex.
Welcome along to former Essex captain and now captain of the Lord's Taverners, Paul Prichard. Paul, how are you?
Evening, guys. Yeah, very well. How are you?
Yeah, we're good.
You've been busy with the Taverners?
Yeah. Last few weeks since we've been able to get out and play a few games. We've had 4 or 5 already, and we've got a couple to go. So, it's just been really good to be able to get out and see the guys and have a walk around the cricket field. Don't run too much these days, just have a bit of banter and sort of get a couple of quid in the coffers for what is obviously a magnificent cause, and make some friends to hopefully make the bigger events next year.
And a small glass of wine when you finish.
Oh yeah, only a small one, of course.
Did I see Lord Gower umpiring with a glass of wine the other day?
Oh, don't talk to me about Lord Gower. Oh, almighty.
Did he ping you, did he?
Don't talk to me about him. Oh, our El Presidente.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's actually issued me with a challenge tonight on your radio show.
Oh, right.
To involve the word ultra-crepidarian.
Oh, right.
There you go. You just involved it.
I've actually just done it. So, Lord Gower, unlucky. I won the challenge.
Well, I don't remember him using that word when he came on a few weeks ago. So,
Well, all I can say is I'm glad that I only had to say it and not spell it.
It's very good having him as president, though, isn't it? It's a good run of presidents that the Taverners have had. He takes over from Sir Trevor, doesn't he? Absolutely,
he's brilliant, and as was Sir Trevor as well, obviously. But he fits the role perfectly, and has worked tirelessly as well since becoming involved with the Taverners. Not only as president, but prior to that, when he came in and helped us out with a load of cricket stuff and speaking engagements and all sorts of manners of things that he did. And I was delighted, as was everyone at the Taverners when he accepted the president role. Yeah, no, it's great for us.
He was part of the last thing you did before lockdown, was that fantastic trip. I mean, whoever thought of the idea of promoting table cricket on Table Mountain? That was inspired.
Well, I'll be honest with you, and it wasn't my idea. I did try to take credit for it, but no one would have it. But yeah, you're right. To go up Table Mountain and demonstrate, the great game of table cricket with 2 England captains, Gatting and Gower, was inspiring, and it worked as well, because I think while we were out there, we raised enough money for 14 table cricket tables in and around Cape Town. So lots of disabled, underprivileged children can play the game in their schools. So on that side of it worked beautifully.
For those that are listening that don't know, the table cricket is something invented by the Lord's Taverners and promoted by the Lord's Taverners to get disabled and underprivileged kids involved. And it's basically cricket on like a table tennis sized table. Would that be fair?
It. Yeah, it's like on a table tennis sized table with boundary boards around the edge, of which are numbered. So the ball is rolled down a ramp from one end and hit with a very small bat at the other end, it bounces off the boundary boards basically as a 4 or a 6 or even caught, because everyone else sits around the edge of the table, and if they're the fielders, they can catch it if the ball comes to them, and basically, so no matter what your disability or you can actually play a game of cricket. And the kids get so excited.
Oh yeah,
it's just great to watch. It's magnificent.
People should, if you want to have a look at this and just see the joy on these kids' faces, go to lordstaverners.org, and there are several little videos and pictures there of table cricket in action. And if you dig into it a bit, you might see Mike Gatting jumping on the table and going for a quick single and not quite making it.
He might have made it these days. He's shed a bit of timber, Gat, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's doing all right. He's had a hip replacement, so he was back on the golf course until his knee went the other day. So he's back off the golf course after being back on it and walking a lot better. So, but yeah, he's in good form though, Gat.
He's a top bloke.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you take some Branston pickle with him?
No. There's plenty of that everywhere. He'll source it. He'll find it. There's no problem.
We did a feature last year on this show when cricket was being actively played, and we were asking people to send in pictures of their tea spreads. And when we had people on, we would ask them about their favourite tea item. And Gat mentioned that he liked a cheese and pickle sandwich, and then he got dropped in it royally by none less than Mr. Graham Gooch, who told us about when England were in the West Indies and were invited onto the Ark Royal for a reception when you did those things in those days, and no one could find Mike. And it turned out he'd snuck his way down into the galley and had won himself a Royal Navy supply-sized jar of Branston pickle, which was basically a barrel.
Yeah, Gucci likes his stories about Gat and his cheese and pickle rolls, and whatever. So yeah, that's probably very true.
Now, what was Gucci like at Essex back in there? Let's wind the clock back a little bit. Let's take a wander down memory lane. So let's go back to your days as captain at Essex. And it was a bit of a transitional time between Gooch and sort of Hussein, with you kind of being the jam in the sandwich, as it were.
Yeah. I took over from Gucci, and we sort of lost Neil Foster, Derek Pringle, J.K. Lever, Brian Hardy. So and those sorts of players, Stuart Turner and whatever. So around that era, we lost quite a lot of wickets out of our bowling attack, especially, which didn't make it easy to get 20 wickets in Championship cricket in those days. So it was a matter of just trying to find a way to be successful whilst that transition was happening. And obviously we signed Ronnie Irani and Paul Grayson and guys like that who were all obviously all-round cricketers, and at that stage in their careers suited the white ball game quite nicely. So our success over my reign was more white ball than red ball, obviously. But that was purely because of the personnel we had at our disposal.
Did you expect Ronnie to sort of stick around and go on to hit the heights that he's hit with Essex and sort of taking over as on the cricket committee? Yeah,
I did. I did, because whatever Ron does, he does it at 150%. And we all know that. And the kind of character he is. He was the same when he came to Essex as a young guy. We basically said, look, we need a Derek Pringle type of replacement to try and build a side around, bat six and bowl your overs in red and white ball cricket, and have that sort of stable, middle order type of player and a reliable bowler. And Ron being Ron, just his eyes open and he said, yeah, that's me, I'm doing it, and he did it extremely well and extremely successfully. So no, it's no surprise that he's gone on, fell in love with Essex, as most people do, and stayed, and he's doing a great job on the committee. So it was a very good signing.
Yes.
Brought about by Graham Saville, who had him in the England under-19s. So.
Graham, yeah.
So very very good for us, that one.
I was just reading that Derek Pringle, who you mentioned there, it's his birthday this week. 62.
Is it? Blimey.
Yeah, 62. I can think back of when he
How
was...
old?
62.
We're all getting a bit older, aren't we?
Yeah, just say it quicker.
Yeah, it's just that when you remember these guys, and I think I'm older than you, or maybe, we're about the same, I think, but you just, when I think Derek Pringle, I just think of that young guy coming in from the River End with the holes in the toes of his boots and the earring and all the rest of it, and he was sort of very much part of that kind of sort of 80s cricketer, kind of, he fitted the bill massively, didn't he? And all of a sudden, 62, Derek Pringle.
I know. It's shocking. I mean, I can't. Yeah, well, one of my 56. What are you, Darren? What are you now?
I'm just behind you, 53.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'm the youngster in the room.
Yeah.
a mere 48, I would say I'm the young, fit athlete, but that would be really pushing the imagination there, wouldn't it?
Now, going back to the tabs, it's been a very, very difficult year, but a lot of progress and a lot of things have actually happened, which are good to hear. I mean, it's difficult for everyone, but I can't imagine how difficult it is being a charity, asking people to dip into their pockets and kind of help things along. But I think it's probably a reflection of how good your cause is that, you've managed to keep things going. And as you say, you're back on the field now playing games. Obviously, people can't come in their thousands and watch like they usually do, but... and one of the shames is that the legendary dinners that take place every year, and there was supposed to be a big 70th dinner this year in London, wasn't there, that had to be postponed.
Yeah.
But the good news is you've got people like Black Opal Travel now involved.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a new sports travel company who really embrace what we do, and obviously sponsored our trip to Cape Town earlier in the year, and have come on board, with a long-term sponsorship deal. So it's totally backing us all the way as well. So it's we think that we're having tough times in the charity sector and whatever, but the travel guys are feeling it as well, aren't they? But these guys have done and backed up everything they've said and will continue to do so, and it's a real pleasure to have those guys on board. And for us as a charity, sort of, the volunteers like myself, or the guys that actually work for the charity, it's just been a period where we've just had to sit down and sort of communicate with each other, and see which areas we can diversify in these times, and see if we can get some new ideas together and start the ball rolling on those. So we're not 100% reliant on the dinners with 750 people, or the lunches and things like that, and like going out into schools and offering our services as their charity of the year, and the benefits that they may reap from that, using our celebrity people to do things within the school, or take a cricket team there, or raise money within the school. And so little things like that we've all sort of been thinking about, and seeing what we can do. And there's Lloyd Scott, of course, bless him.
Yeah. He was on here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what a lovely idiot he is.
Apparently it's his last one, isn't he? He doesn't think he's going to do anymore after this.
Well, he said, I saw him yesterday. We played a game at Tring Park yesterday, and had an interesting walk around the boundary with him, and sort of talking about that. Is it going to be your last one? And what motivates you? I was really interested to hear what really motivates him to do these challenges. And obviously, the charitable side of it is his main motivation. But he did say it would be his last one. But when pressed, he kind of backtracked a little bit. So, I think we'll have to wait and see, because sort of leave the book open there. But to scale 3 mountains in a deep sea diver's suit, and boots and everything, in a couple of weeks' time is an incredible effort, and we are so grateful to him as a charity, and just the people, everyone concerned, really. It's
we were amazed when he came on. I mean, you go down the list of things that he's done for charity. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. What was it? One of them, he rode across Australia on a penny farthing.
Yeah, and he said that was the hardest thing to do, because he said he can get his head round. I suppose it's like facing a new ball with a couple of 90-mile-an-hour bowlers. You've got you've got sort of 16 very uncomfortable overs ahead of you.
Yeah.
And you battle and fight and and find a way to get those 16 overs over, and then go on to the next challenge. But he said that was the hardest thing, is that if he's scaling a few mountains and that's a week of really, really, really tough work, which he can get his head around, but he couldn't get his head around the 7 months. Or the 7 weeks, or whatever it was that he did that in, because that was a longer time to actually keep the motivation going.
Was it true that after 2 months you'd only realised you'd forgotten to put the saddle on the bike?
He speaks with a high voice.
And of course you've got people like Mervyn Ramsey, sort of working hard behind the scenes and getting all these. He'll kill me for that.
Good old Melvin.
Yeah.
Paul, you're gonna keep skippering the Taverners next summer as well, if you can.
Yeah, well, I do as and when I can. We do use a host of skippers for different things, but being sort of chairman of cricket for the Taverners, it sort of does land on my door now and again when I play to captain the Taverners. Our former captain was Chris Tarrant, who decided that he couldn't quite get on the field as much as he wanted to anymore, so he relinquished the role, and we actually haven't filled the official captain of the Lord's Taverners role as yet, but
he's still involved, though, isn't he, Chris?
We just take it in turns. So
I think his boy played yesterday, didn't he, Toby?
Yeah,
Tobes is a nice, good opening bowler for us. We always need an opening bowler, young legs that can bowl 10 overs at least. So we love that. But he's a great character as well.
Yeah,
like his dad. Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask you a question, which, because with your ex-professional cricketer's hat on, I'm going to ask you, and I ask this one to pretty much anyone that played the game professionally. So I want you, and this has got to be off the top of your head, I want you to tell me, who is the best player you have played with, and who has been your most formidable opponent?
Oh God. Okay. How long we got? Do you want to go to a song now?
Only if you sing it.
Well, you might lose a few listeners.
Well, you can view us now. We've got a webcam in here. We're sitting in a brand new studio, which is all singing, all dancing. It's got a webcam, so people can look at us if they want.
I tell you what, this webcam, if you are into overweight, middle-aged men, this is the webcam for you. Trust me.
You have a wide selection of this station. I'll give you a clue.
Yeah.
So come on, who are you?
Come on then. Right, the best player I played with. He's got a lot of names. This bloke. It'll be Gooch, Fletcher, Alan Border, Mark War.
Essex circa 85.
Look, anyone that was better than me, basically, and that was quite a lot. So with the ball most fearsome, Sylvester Clark.
Oh yeah,
was fairly fearsome, because he kind of liked to see if he could hit you first before trying to get you out. Whereas a lot of bowlers were the other way round. He kind of enjoyed the challenge of trying to hit you.
I can remember.
He's a really nice bloke off the field as well, which is strange.
Aren't they all after they've hit you?
I can see it, because he used to have that really sort of flappy shirt in the old days when you didn't have these kind of athletic nylon breathable things. You just had a white shirt, and he always used to have it undone to his navel and 10 sizes too big. So when he was running in, all you could see was his shirt billowing.
Absolutely, he was a fearsome sight. He turned up to Chelmsford in a championship match. He was a bit late, and we had won the toss and batted. And Gucci and myself were out there batting, and he turned up a bit late and came out on the field eventually with a pair of training shoes on. So we thought, oh well, he's obviously not going to bowl for a while, or he's not going to bowl. But the fact is that he'd left his boots somewhere else and came on a bowling training shoes and bowled the speed of light as normal. it was a bit of a surprise, and but no, he was fearsome. Best seam bowler, best swing bowler, Malcolm Marshall. It just felt like a walking wicket whenever I played against him.
Still something to tell the grandkids, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Most awkward was Wazim Akram, probably, because of his action was very hard to get your batting rhythm against him. And he swung it both ways at a really good pace, which didn't help. So yeah, there you go.
We're running out of time. Thank you for joining us ever so much. Always very interesting. And so you've won your bet with Lord Gower, so make sure he pays up.
Oh, yeah, it'll be wine.
Oh, even better, because I know he doesn't carry cash, royalty. No, they don't carry cash, do they?
Well done to you guys as well. Yeah, it's a great show. So, keep going. Keep up the good work, and thanks for the chat about the Taverners. It's very dear to my heart and a lot of people's hearts. So,
absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Our pleasure.
Cheers,
pleasure. Paul Prichard, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers, guys.
Take well. Bye.
Bye now.
You too. Bye.